I was walking with my father the other day, and as we came to a crossing, we stood ready to cross, and you have to wait for the light to change to say it's safe to go over. My father put his hand out and tapped the shoulder of a man in front of us. Now, he was facing the other way, trying to cross the road as well, standing with his wife. Now, this man calmly turned around and looked at my dad and said, "I recognize you." Now, they started talking, and they'd met once, and this was a number of years ago, and they had a little conversation, introduced me to, and also he introduced his wife to her. And as we walked away, I thought to myself, there's something that happened there that you wouldn't normally expect. And this was in the response of somebody tapping you on the back of the shoulder and how you turn around. This man felt peace. How do I know this? Because he turned around so calmly. Now, the peace I'm talking about is inner peace. Now, when I said this to my dad said, "How do you know that?" And I said, "Well, the way you tapped him on the shoulder from behind, he didn't know who was tapping him. His thoughts, his peaceful thoughts, must have been so peaceful that he could calmly turn around. If he'd had any tension up in his body, that tension would have reacted first, because, as you know, most of your tension ends up in your neck and shoulder. So you tapping him on the shoulder would have made him react differently. So he must have a lot of happiness in his world." This is the point. Inner peace is something that I believe is best when you give to yourself. So it's in your responses to things, it's in how you allow yourself to feel, which comes from how you think. Now, how you think might be how you think about things that happen to you, or how you think about the things that have happened, or just in general, how do you think? What's your approach and your attitude to the things in your life? I remember when my mother was in hospital, there was a lady in the bed next to her, and I noticed not many people came to see her, and I was in there every day seeing my mom. I had the time to do that. I made the time to do that. And this lady said to me, "I see how you're making your time. Why aren't you making your time to go to work? Don't you work?" And I said to her, "Yeah, I do work, but I've actually just given up my job." Now, she then said to me, "I wish I'd thought of things like that when I was younger, instead of just thinking of all the things I want to buy and all the things I want to have and all the money I need." I immediately said to her, there is nothing wrong with wanting things. There's nothing wrong with wanting to make a lot of money. When it becomes painful, as in it takes all of your time, and there's no time for anything else, family especially, that's when there could be issues within your own self. Now, she immediately said to me, "Oh, make sure you spend your time wisely, because you don't get it back. Time when you find yourself without time comes too quickly." We could look for inner peace religiously and say we'll find it when we get to heaven. Or we could look for inner peace in the moment and say, I'll find it if this moment produces all the money I need and gives me the new car that I want. Those things are fleeting, because it's like we're put together to want more. So as you get that new car, as you make that amount of money, you want more. However, if you just keep wanting more, then that will become your focus, and you'll never really sit back and say, look at all I have. Wow, this is so satisfying, because I never always had this. I had to work towards it mentally and physically, and now it feels good to have it. Always want more, but I appreciate what I have now. This reminds me again of sitting on a plane, thinking it's been a wonderful holiday. I've met lots of family that I never knew I had. And here I am sitting next to someone who is crying. Why are you crying? What is it that you are showing that emotion about? He looked at me because I think he didn't understand why I'd put the question that way. But I did ask the question that way. What is it that you're feeling that kind of emotional expression about? Because I knew he'd have to stop and think about those words to think, oh, he's actually said to me, why am I crying? But he said it in a very respectful and humble way. He then said to me, my family lives in America and I'm going away to work in England, but the life that they have is because of this job. And I said to him, well, that's a good thing, isn't it? And he said, yeah, but I'm never really around them. I get a week and then I'm away for 3 months, and then a week and then I'm away for 3 months. And I told him, it is your reality. If you don't like it, change it. Oh, but how can I change it? He said to me. I don't know, because it's your world. I can't tell you how to change your world. I can only tell you that your inner peace is yours, and anything in your world that gets rid of your inner peace isn't going to make you feel good. Even if it means that now you can afford to buy more and you have more money, if your inner peace isn't settled because of what you have to do to provide that situation, then your inner peace isn't going to be settled. He then said to me, well, I'm going to have to think about this, because you're right. I really need to think about what it is that I do and why, based on what it is that I really, really want, and that's to spend time with my family. And that's the one thing I can't do right now as much as I want to. Again, this brings me to that inner peace. And inner peace is so priceless that it's such a shame that we almost go further than taking it for granted, and we expect it to be controlled by things outside of us more than things inside of us. And those things inside of us are our thoughts, our feelings, our visions for our future, and how we are actions. It's something to think about. This is what I do about my inner peace. First, look at the moments when I don't feel good. Try to find out why. When I say try to find out why, it's because I don't want to go too deep into it. I just want to let go of it because it's not making me feel good. 2, never be afraid to accept that there could be something new that I've never done before, or maybe never even heard of, that could be the thing for me to do that will bring me inner peace. Always keep an open mind to that opportunity and taking hold of it, even if it means starting from the beginning again. 3, care more about my feelings and accept that my feelings are coming from my thoughts. So no matter what is happening, it's giving me an opportunity to think something, and that thought is going to give me a feeling. Care about it, pay attention to it, and never be afraid to change it if it's not making me feel good. These are the things that I am doing. It has taken me experiences and time to get to the point where I can actually do them, as opposed to just knowing that they are right for me to do. And I think this is the best thing you need to appreciate. When you get knowledge, you know that it works. Don't try and force it into your world. Appreciate that change happens when change happens, and just be ready to stay on the ride until you get to where you want to be. All of this will help you to find your inner peace, because you deserve it. Your inner peace is where you'll find everything that you could ever want to feel, and it will start to be mirrored in your physical world. Seek your inner peace, guard it, protect it, know that it is yours to have.